Hi everybody, welcome to Magic Universe. Um, I might get interrupted in the middle of filming this because I'm waiting for a phone call, but I feel like Universe wants to talk to us, so we're gonna do a message from Universe right now. Okay. And where's my card? There we go. So the color for this message is a light purple, and I'm reading the message from orange. There's a message coming through about being kind to yourself, being gentle with yourself. Sometimes we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to be at a certain place in life or in work or in love or, whatever it may be. And yeah, like the words that you speak to yourself in your own heart, in your own mind, make them kind words. And not critical, not judgmental of yourself where you are, okay? All right, so we're gonna start with Affirmator's evening mantras. Let go, unwind, and help yourself without the self-helpiness. And then I just want to show you the box. A mantra each night to help you sleep right. Let go of whatever it is so you can enjoy wherever you are. Oh, yeah, that's actually perfect for what I just said, huh? Quiet your mind, embrace your path, relax without whine. Cute. A gift for the enlightenment seeker within you who has everything. So they're talking about this deck, which actually it's a very, very cute deck. I did a hangout with me for both this one and the morning mantras, so you can check that out in one of my playlists. It's a flip through. All right, message from universe. You know, it's funny. I decided to film on this background versus the red one that I've been using a lot lately, and I'm seeing how this purple goes so well with this background. I love how things always just work out. You know what I mean? I don't plan for stuff like this to happen, but things always just kind of work out in its own way. So I feel like sometimes because of a decision that you make in your life, like you choose something different. Maybe you've been doing like a habitual thing or a routine thing, and then you like one day you just decide to make a small change on something. You do something different, and there's a reason why you made that small change. You see something that like this. It's small, but you're like, oh wow, that's cool. Watch for those in your life. Message from universe. Seeing where I missed the mark isn't a knock against my brilliantly badass self. It's a light I can shine on tomorrow to hopefully improve on my already brilliant badassery. So this goes really well with what we were saying in the purple about being kind to yourself, right? So if something that you do or didn't quite, it wasn't what you were aiming for, but instead of judging yourself, being critical of yourself because of it, think of it as, oh, then this is a jumping off point. This is like clarity for like, oh, well, what can I do differently tomorrow? What can I do that will improve upon what happened today? That kind of a thing, right? Yeah. And always seeing yourself as this, like the superhero. Your brilliant self, your brilliant badass self. And when you know that deep at the core, no matter what happens, the little ups and downs during the day, the downs, right? That well, tomorrow I'm just gonna pick myself back up and go from there. And it's like everything that happens is information, it's experience. It's not, I don't really think of them as like mistakes, you know, like stuff that you do that might, you know, like miss the mark. You're aiming for something and maybe you're a little bit off, or maybe you're a lot off, but then that's information for you to, oh, okay, then I need to aim a little bit more to the right or aim a little bit more to the left. It's information. Information. Next one, Monster Row. I've been doing that. I'm noticing a couple of times, say I buy something online and it shows up, and I a specific example. I bought some light bulbs, okay, and I was like, yeah, you know what? I like the really light, really white kind of daylight color because I love daytime, right? And I was like, I think I want the daylight bulbs. And so I bought a bunch of daylight bulbs and they showed up. And so I replaced all the light bulbs in my room. And I turned it on and I was like, whoa, that is super white. Because, you know, like light bulbs that you buy, like they come in different tones, right? You can buy like warmer ones, cooler ones. And so this one's like super cool tone, like very blue tone. So I had all of the light bulbs on for like a couple hours, you know, just sitting underneath it doing my regular thing. And I felt my body start to feel really uncomfortable under that light. And I was like, this doesn't feel right to me at all. I thought, you know, in my mind, my logical mind was saying, well, I thought I liked like pure white light, but I'm sitting under this pure white light and it's very uncomfortable. And so I removed all of the new light bulbs and I put back on the old one that I was, you know, I thought was too dark for me. And that one wasn't what I wanted either. And I thought this new one would work. And I was like, oh, but I kind of went way over to the other extreme. And then I put on the old light bulb. And I was like, you know what? Actually, I'm more comfortable under the old light bulb. I was like, but there's got to be something that improves upon the old one, but is not like the new one that made me totally uncomfortable, right? And so I was like, oh, and it feels like a mistake. Like, oh, I bought this. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to return them. And then I'll just have to do a little bit more research. But at least now I know what I'm aiming for, right? Because I kind of went a little too overboard to one side, right? And so I was like, okay, let's edge back a little bit towards the middle and see what works for me. So I bought some new light bulbs and they came and put them all out. And I was like, okay, this is better. And then universe says to me, before you make up your mind, sit with these for a while. So the first night I sat with them, and because they were new, I was like, I don't know how I feel about them. They're better than the super white ones, but I don't know how I feel about them. I think I like them okay, but I'm not sure. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to listen to universe. Universe says to sit with these for a while. And because I felt like universe is saying, yes, these are the ones that you will like, but you're just going to need to get used to it, right? Get an adjustment period. And so then the second night when I turned on these, the second batch of new light bulbs, I turned them on. I'm like, you know what? I think I do like these. And so I was like, yeah, universe was right. It just like my eyes, or, you know, whatever it was in my body that was feeling these things, the discomfort and the comfort of lights, I started feeling really good on the second night. And so the second night was last night. This is recent. That's why I'm using this as an example. But I was like, you know what? I don't feel bad that I made that quote mistake on that first one, because in my mind I always thought that I would like the daylight bulbs, but until I experienced it, then I was like, oh, you know what, this isn't right for me. And I had to make that quote mistake. I had to go there, because otherwise, if I had never gone there, then in my mind I would always think, even if I got the second batch of light bulbs first, right, I would always think like, oh, maybe I should try, the one that I thought I would like. But the way it happened, and I was like, you know what? I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I went too far, and then I had to like re-aim and shoot for the target again. And I think this time around I got it right. And so I'm gonna continue with the second batch of light bulbs and see how much more I like them, because last night I liked them pretty good. I like them pretty good, and I think my body is adjusting. And it didn't feel uncomfortable like with that first new batch. So that's my example. So this is like, in your own life, whatever you're doing, if at first you don't succeed, you've heard that before, right? Try again. And I feel like it's about that, and being gentle, being kind with yourself instead, and don't beat yourself up because it didn't work out the first time, right? All right. So that was a long story, but that's something really personal and detailed that happened to me. Oop, a bunch fell out, but it's too many. Okay, Monster Row, message from universe. Okay. Five of Cups. Yeah, somebody watching this video, or maybe a bunch of you, since the message is kind of going in this direction, you're not feeling good about something. You're not seeing like there's these two cups in back of this guy that's still standing up. You're looking at the ones that spilled over and saying, oh no, I made a mistake. Like, oh no, this isn't working out. But you're not seeing that there are solutions, right? You aren't seeing like there's something good that came out of this situation that's giving you the answer on how to move forward from this. This wasn't a mistake, but you have to look at it from that different perspective of seeing like this is information. This is you see this bridge? This is the bridge for you to get to where you want to go. Like, you had to walk this path, do things this way, see that it doesn't work, and then turn around and go, oh, okay, now I see where I really need to go. Okay? Yeah. So, Seven of Swords, sometimes it can talk about betrayal. Sometimes it can talk about like imposter syndrome. Basically, what's happening is that this guy is walking away from this camp, right? And stealing or taking these swords with him and kind of sneaking off. So this thing that you're upset about could be about a betrayal of some sort or some kind of untruth, right? Like in terms of like imposter syndrome, where you feel like whatever it is that I'm working on, I'm really not that good at it, and it's not working out, and I'm just lying to myself, thinking that I'm putting on this show, pretending that I'm something that I'm not, like that kind of a thing. And so, yeah. There's something about like, especially with that kind of circus looking tent, about putting on a show and pretending to be something. And it let me get the last card from this deck. But it goes so well with what we were talking about here, where, you miss the mark on something, but you're still the superhero. You still have to see yourself as who you really are, instead of seeing yourself as the quote mistake that happened, right? And in that way, you might be thinking like, well, then, I'm actually the mistake and I'm not the superhero, and that's the untruth. Okay. The truth, the real truth is you're the star. That's so funny that we were just talking about putting on a show. You're the star. The star also talks about like the guiding light within you, right? In her third eye, there's a vision that you have of yourself that may not be the physical reality that you're living right now. The physical reality might be this right here, where you're sad, you're looking at the stuff that's not working out, and you're looking at your reality, and it's like, my physical reality does not look the way I want it to look, and it's just, I don't, I'm not doing it. Whatever it is that I need to do, I'm not doing it. Like that's the energy that's coming from here. And this is like, I'm just kidding myself. But the star is letting you know this is who you really are, and that vision that you have of yourself in your head, in your heart, about what you're wanting to achieve, it's that's the truth. That's the real truth. That's the superhero. That's the badass self that you really are. And you have to have that vision. This energy, like within this reading, this energy dominates. Okay? This energy is a dominant energy. This is your spirit. And it's like, when you're able to see that this happening right here where things aren't working out is just a bridge to you becoming your physical reality, of you becoming the star, of you becoming fully your spirit self on the physical realm. That's the story. That's the message. There's also another way that I interpret the Seven of Swords sometimes, is that things aren't the way they seem. Like we were talking about an untruth, or like a show or something like that, right? Performing for a show. That when you look at your physical reality around you, it's the Matrix. If you've ever watched the movie The Matrix. If you haven't, it's been out a long time. Spoiler alert. Go watch the movie, but spoiler alert. But The Matrix just talks about a simulated reality that we think is real, like that we all live in. But there's a real reality. In the movie, the real reality doesn't look that great. But in our physical reality right here, seeing our physical reality as the Matrix, which is this is the Matrix. And this is the Matrix. And this is telling you that there is an untruth. There's a show that's being put on, right? There's an illusion. And so the illusion is that this physical reality right here is real. And in fact, the real reality is the non-physical reality where you are the star. And this is about like when you're manifesting something, when you're manifesting what you want and envisioning what you want to happen for you in your life, how you want to create yourself in your life, you're bringing the vision into the physical reality, right? That's the manifestation. What's happening is that you're bringing the real reality, the non-physical reality, and expressing it into the physical reality. That's what's happening. And so I feel like that is also because this guy is looking at the non-physical reality and like playing his game of, okay, I'm in the physical reality and I'm pretending, or I'm doing these things, and I'm just kind of like, this is the illusion. And the fact that he's smiling and he's kind of happy about it, I kind of feel like when you get to the point where this energy becomes dominant, where what you're envisioning in your head about yourself, even though you don't see it in your physical reality yet, that is the truth. That is the truth that you know in your heart. then no matter what's happening here, whether it's working out or not, you're still joyful. You're still like, you know what, this is gonna happen. I am the star. I'm gonna become the star eventually. You know, like things will work out. Things will always work out, and you have to have that in your heart. Okay. I am the superhero. Yeah. I do have superpowers. All right. And the next one is the Sacred Traveler Oracle cards. I love that there's all this purple. And then like this deck is purple. It takes some focus in order for you to, I mean, you're not really like denying physical reality. You're not denying that, you know, maybe things aren't working out as well as you want. It's more like you know that there's a higher truth in your heart. You know, you kind of have to like trust in and believe in and know that the non-physical version, that spirit does exist, you know. And when you know your spirit does exist and that you are spirit and that you are who you really, really think you are at the core, at the heart, that this is just a journey for you to get there, you know. And at the start of the journey or even in the middle of the journey, there's stuff is going to happen. Stuff has to happen in order to call you forward, to pull you forward. And it's about like having this energy of knowing who you really are be dominant in you, in your thoughts, in your heart, so that you're not deterred and you're not discouraged from continuing on, from moving forward, from tomorrow, you know, being a better day, right? Mystic healer, healing energy flows through you. What is healing energy anyway? Healing energy is creative energy. It's the same. You're creating health. So if this is about like physical health for anybody who's watching this, and you've been wanting to heal something in your body, right, or wanting to heal something in your emotions, in your mental state, it's about creating the version of you that you want. What is this version of you? Are you like physically healthy? Are you happy and in love with life? Are you vibrant? Allow the healing energy to flow through you. Allow that creative force, that life force to flow through you. Notice how the healer, the super penguin, and the superstar, they all have this kind of like confidence of standing, you know, either with your hands flippers right at your waist, or just, you know, spread wide like here and like here, the same stance. There's a confidence. You have to be confident in your dominant self, in who you really are inside, no matter what's happening on the illusory physical realm, right? And when you know your true self, you have to heal. When you know your true self, because it's all illusory anyway. Any energy that's not flowing through your body, it's because you're looking at what's not working. It's because you're discouraged. It's because you're sad and you're looking at things as if they're mistakes. They're not mistakes. the, you know, things that don't work out is just a starting point for you to let you know. Like if you walk into if you're walking a maze and you get to a wall, what does that tell you? That's information. That's information for you to turn around and go another way. You need to know that. That's a good thing to know, where the walls are. Yeah. Okay, I'm back. All right, so the next one we have Whispers of Love. I'm even seeing like right here, where am I? There we go. Where she's flowing this energy. It's like that same healing energy that I'm seeing here. I'm getting a message that once you get your mind in the right place, whatever it is that you're wanting to create in your life, whether, you know, it's like success in your endeavors, you know, success in your health, whatever it may be, that it's going to go easier than you think. But it's really about getting your mind in the right place, getting your thoughts in the right place. You have to know that you can do it in order to be able to do it. And that's what gets your life force energy to be flowing through you freely. Like that energy right there, to be flowing through you. To shine as a star that you are. Okay. Have patience. Love is patient and kind always. Yes, that is perfect. And one more from this deck. The union of hearts, a love connection defies explanation. So, this could be read a couple of ways. One is that if anybody is looking for a soulmate kind of connection, or a love partner of some sort, where you're connected in multiple ways, like the way you think, the life path that you're on, the lifestyle that you have. Like I'm just seeing like an alignment of chakras between the two people, where you guys are both headed in the same direction and you want to do it together. You want to create life together. That's one scenario. The other thing is talking about alignment of you with your spirit. Okay, a harmony, like when all your chakras are aligned and connected with your spirit. And that's enlightenment. That's energy alignment. It's enlightenment. It's awakening and being the star, being your true self, right? That's when you're in alignment with your spirit, and all of your energy is flowing through you. And even like the lotus flower that she's sitting on right here talks about enlightenment. Then you know what your spirit knows about things, about whatever it is that you're focusing on. Like all of the information, all of the wisdom comes through, all of the spiritual information comes through. And when you're in this state, then every part of you comes alive. Every part, like your physical body, comes alive. There's vitality flowing through you, and all of the things that the guidance in terms of like, well, now that this isn't working out, which way can I go? Like that inner light within you, the guiding light within you will show you where to go next and what to do next. And you'll kind of get like this bird's eye view, a bigger picture of your life path, and feel that knowingness inside you of all is well, everything is going according to plan. And even if there are places where you need to have patience, and speak kindly to yourself, it's like all of those words, your internal dialogue will change, which will help, like for those talking about like your mental thoughts, right? The internal dialogue will change so that you'll hear what your spirit is thinking about you, what your spirit, and it's always loving. Spirit is always loving, because spirit's energy vibrates at the frequency of love, right? So it's pretty much, it's basically about getting you to align with that so that you are in alignment with the frequency of love about your own life, about your own self. And when that happens, then everything just flows. Then you are the star. Then this becomes the physical reality. And this is just like, this whole message is really about encouragement, to encourage you to keep going even when things look down, keep going even when things look like they don't work out, or that they're not working out. That to understand that physical reality is an illusion, to understand that if you're wanting to create this kind of relationship, right, with somebody, that they exist already. This relationship already exists in vibrational form. And that when you don't look at your life and go, oh, I'm single, and like none of my dates work out, and see that, oh, look, there's a couple of suitors right there, right behind you. But because you're looking at the dates that don't work out, you're not seeing the ones that are potential, to become this kind of relationship for you, right? So, yeah. Really, really pay attention to how your internal dialogue, how you're thinking, and refocus yourself so that in your mind, in your vision, you're seeing this kind of relationship where you're in harmony with each other, like all the way through, in all the different ways that are important to you in your life. Like what kind of person do you want to be with? How what are their characteristics, right? How do they treat you? And stuff, everything. How do you feel when you're with them? And this is the oneness that you can achieve, like within your own mind first, and then it can manifest into your physical reality. And like while you're dreaming that up, while you're thinking that up in your own head, before it becomes physical reality, like be patient with it. It's gonna take a little time, but it's always gonna be good. Always. Okay, next one is the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck. There's a big emphasis on this. Have patience. Have patience. And like how this character is showing up as a little girl, like no matter what age you are right now, as you're watching this video, as you're receiving this message, speak to yourself as if you're little, like this, like you wouldn't say mean things to a child, right? Speak to yourself, to the child within you, with kindness. And you're always gentle with children, because you view children as like they don't know if they're and they have their whole life ahead of them, right, to create life the way that they want to. And it's like so much of childhood and growing up and all the way into adulthood is about experimentation and to try things out, see if you like it, see if you don't like it. And Why stop when you reach adulthood and now pressure yourself to do everything right? You shouldn't. You should let yourself have this same playfulness, this same openness to life, that everything is possible. Everything, anything is possible. Anything that I want is possible. It's like, let me try this, let me try that. And to have that same leniency, that same allowing for yourself to to do things, and they don't have to be the right thing every single time. You don't have to do it exactly right every single time, and it's okay. It's part of life. Emotional loss. Five of Cups. Five of Cups. This is Five of Cups. I feel like it might, some of you who are going through this kind of Five of Cups moment emotion is because of this. There's something, you're seeking this, and maybe you're feeling it hasn't happened yet, or maybe you were hoping, you were looking at some potential people that you thought might have been this, and it didn't work out that way, so you're disappointed. This still exists for you. Maybe not through that particular avenue that you were looking at, the particular people that you've been with that disappointed, that ended up as a disappointment. But this energy still exists for you, okay? And you only need to refocus back on what you're truly wanting, and refocus back on knowing that this exists for you, in order for you to kind of like turn in the right direction and find this. Okay, be patient. Yeah, this is also the Devil card in regular tarot. So this is like being snared up by an energy, being snared up by this kind of energy where you're disappointed, or where you're doubting, or where basically the it has a hold on you, and the message is really about letting that go. It's easy sometimes, like when you're already in this kind of mood where you're not feeling so good, that because you're focusing on this sadness, that more sad thoughts, similar types of sad thoughts, will grow and continue to kind of ensnare your mind, right? And it takes you knowing your true path, and knowing who you really are, knowing that this exists for you, knowing that health exists for you, and understanding the illusion, in order to like turn your head the other way, turn your thoughts the other way, in order to see a way out, okay? In order to see the pathway that your spirit is calling you to. The Devil a lot of times also talks about like addictions and stuff like that. So, you know, I mean, addictions to actual physical substances, or addiction to thoughts, right? And so this scenario about like negative thoughts and stuff like that, it's easy to think a negative thought, and then for that to attach itself to another negative thought, and so for that train of negative thoughts to continue on, and that's why there's this spiral, right? And you need to refocus and be kind and speak kindly to yourself. Be patient with yourself in order to turn it around. It can be persistent. It can be persistent. And that's the work. The work is to turn that around and be able to see the opportunities that are available for you. The next one is the Magical Nordic Tarot. I'm not seeing that this temptation, this devil card, is consistent. You have moments where you're feeling sad. You have moments where you're doubting yourself. You have moments where you're feeling like this isn't going to work, or that, you know, you're heartbroken or whatever. And it's showing up the way it is because it's universe is letting you know in those moments where you feel like, oh, your mind is being drawn in this direction, your mind is going back to this, when you've been feeling okay, you're working on something, and all of a sudden it draws you back to feeling sad again. Become aware of that. Become aware, and don't get lost in it. Become aware of when this is happening. Pay attention to your emotions. And you're like, oh, I'm getting ensnared again. And then you have the power to I'm not going to think about that, or, you know, I'm going to do something else right now. I'm going to, like, those are the moments when you decide to stand up, go for a walk, or stand up, take a deep breath, take a few deep breaths, you know, breathe for 10 minutes, and that's going to clear your mind. And it's like paying attention to those moments when your thoughts go in that direction, because you have the power to pay attention to how you feel. And you're not, you know, you're not always feeling like this. It's about noticing when you start to feel like this, and that addiction calls to you, right? The addiction to the lower thoughts. Return your mind back to believing in your vision. Return your mind back to alignment with your spirit. You can do it. You can do it. Don't get scared. That's what's coming through. Don't get scared. Don't get scared that you can't. Do you, they're showing me a picture of like a pendant, a necklace of some sort. So it doesn't necessarily have to be specifically a necklace, but do you have some kind of a token or some kind of object that you can either have on your person, having your wallet, your purse, like just in your pocket, or something that you can see in your room, wherever you are, that can remind you of who you really are, that can remind you of your alignment, of your dream, remind you that you're a superhero. Have something like that around you, with you, that when you start getting drawn into the negativity, into the sad thoughts, into the doubts, that you have this thing that you can look at that could kind of reset your energy, or to bring your mind back to who you really are. Yeah, they're showing me something like that. So specifically, they're showing me a glass pendant, like a round glass pendant with a little dried flower in it, or so, like maybe like resin or something like that, resin or glass, but like with a little dried flower in it, and you can wear it as a necklace. And so you know, whatever flower speaks to you, right? But So that's a picture that they're showing me, but for you, you know, like you're all different people watching, you know, whatever speaks to you, just find an object. But it's something, you know, that could be an example, like some pendant or something like that that you can wear around your neck, and you can just look at it and to remind you, like if you get drawn into the negative emotions, to bring you back out and to remind you of who you really are. So, you know, keychain, you know, whatever, whatever you want to use, but just like a physical object that can help you do that. Okay. Knight of Cups. Um, I posted this card. I drew this card for you guys and posted it on the community. Did a community post. You can see it if you go to my channel and go to the community tab. It'll show this. I think I posted it either last night or the night before. I don't remember. But yeah, the message was to take 10 minutes or so before you go to bed and imagine your life the way you want it to be. This is like the exact same message, almost, pretty much, like what we've been talking about. Imagine your life the way you want it to be, and then go to sleep, right? And in the morning, feel for that same feeling from your imagination, and then take inspired action from that, whatever you're inspired to for the day. Take action on that. That's perfect. Knight of Cups talks about like following your heart, doing what your heart's calling you to, and the Knights talk about taking action. Wow, that's so funny. It's funny because like as I was talking about all of this, I was considering bringing up that I had done a community post and that this card came up, because this message blends really well with what we've been talking about. So it's funny that this actual card comes out during this reading, because I was thinking about talking about it earlier. Okay, last one. The self-care wisdom cards. Oh, this is so nice. This is a new deck that I got, but it's so nice that we're doing a self-care card, because we were talking about, because, you know, the main message is about being kind to yourself and how you treat yourself, how you speak to yourself, right? So this is definitely self-care. I'm seeing right here, like being in your happy place under the rainbow. It's like dreaming yourself into your happy place, and then revving up your energy from that frequency, and then taking action from that frequency. I think this and this. Wait, where can I put this? Devil. So him sitting there and her sitting there. Taking the time to do this, that's part of patience, right? Like not rushing, but taking the time to dream up what you want. Okay. Oh. Shine. Wow. Don't dim your light. The world needs your unique talents and gifts. Shine brightly. Yep. Perfect. Don't dim your light. Don't forget who you really are. I'm also, I'm even seeing maybe like something like this for that token that I was talking about, that little pendant or, keychain sticker, whatever you want to use as your touchstone. A North Star to bring you back to this energy, to remind you to shine, to remind you that you're the superhero. Oh my gosh, and this is purple too. Huh. The world needs your unique talents and gifts. Shine brightly. Don't give up on your dream. Don't give up on yourself. Just be patient, be kind to yourself. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.